Dobrodosli svima and welcome back to my 1/400 scale Zagreb Franjo Tuđman model airport series. Today being the 6th update of my replication of Croatia's capital airport, I'm happy to announce the completion of the model airport layout itself, which now consists of up to 13 gates, 3 different aprons, and finally lots of grass and biotic scenery. Since the last update, I've not only added grass, but also these 2 narrow body ramps that can combine to be 1 wide body ramp. I felt the need to incorporate some kind of representation of the southern part of the airport, which was Zagreb's original apron, and now serves as the cargo terminal as well as overflow for commercial flights. With that, let's get into the 6th update of my most realistic model airport yet. Starting off here on taxiway Gulf, this British Airways Airbus A321neo is taxiing to its gate after touching down on runway 04, following its arrival from London Heathrow. Moving on to the main apron, this Croatia Airlines Airbus A319-100 is currently boarding passengers as well as being catered for its upcoming flight to Frankfurt. The Airbus A319 has become the last traditional narrowbody in Croatia Airlines' fleet, with now only 5 remaining in operation. This comes as the carrier aims to completely overhaul and replace its aging fleet of A319s and -AQ400 aircraft with their brand new A220-100s and 300s. With that being said, hopefully someone finally releases a 1/400 scale Croatia Airlines A220 before all their A319s are retired. Next up, we have this Air France Hop Embraer E175, which at the moment is having its baggage unloaded following its rare early arrival from Paris Charles de Gaulle. After that, we have the Qatar Airways A320-200CO, which has just completed its pre-departure procedures and is now pushing back for its return flight to Doha in Qatar. In real life, this flight's operations have been paused due to the current conflict in the Middle East, but I wanted this update to be as full as possible on account of the layout's completion. Just to the side of that is another A320 aircraft, this one being Lufthansa's sleek A320neo. Currently, it's unloading its bulk cargo following its arrival from Munich Airport. Succeeding those 2 A320s is yet another A320, this one being the Aegean A320ceo. This aircraft has already had its cargo unloaded following its arrival, and now it's boarding passengers as its catering truck lines up to prep it for its return flight to Athens. Moving on to the star of the show, this T-Way Airbus A330-300. T-Way has confirmed it will once again return to Zagreb on its summer seasonal route in 2026. However, this time it will be different. The previous route for conducting this flight had a mandatory stop in Bishkek, Kyrgyzstan to refuel. This made the passengers disembark solely to board again only minutes later, which was inefficient, time-consuming, and no doubt slightly irritating for the passengers and crew. To fix this, T-Way has announced the continuation of this flight on the smaller A330-200 variant, as opposed to the 300, due to its increased range, which would eliminate the necessity to stop at Bishkek. This works out because, according to xuaviationnews.com, the previous flights maintained around 80% of cabin occupancy, which would allow T-Way to implement the smaller aircraft on the route without cutting too much profit, meaning the carrier will now operate 100% direct service between their hub in Seoul and here in Zagreb starting April 25th. That being said, this T-Way A330-300 has just pulled into the wide-body ramp and is subsequently having its baggage unloaded as it prepares for its turnaround and return flight to Seoul Incheon Airport. Shifting over to the Hardstands at the North Apron, this Air Serbia E190 is having its checked luggage unloaded following its arrival from Belgrade's Nikola Tesla Aerodrome. For those of you wondering, I'm well aware this model has a Lufthansa paint scheme, but since they retired these aircraft from their fleet and passed them on to Air Dolomite, this model is in need of a purpose, and although the Air Serbia flight between Belgrade and Zagreb is usually operated on an ATR-72, no one really releases any 1/400 Balkan aircraft, so for now this flight will be operated on this E190. And being presented for the first time in this series is this brand new model, which is the Siberia Regional CRJ-1000. This aircraft, which is being operated on behalf of Air Nostrum, has just finished welcoming its passengers aboard and is now waiting for the last liters of fuel to be pumped in before it heads back out to Madrid. Now in the southern apron, we first have this United States Air Force KC-135 Stratotanker, which has stopped here temporarily to refuel and load some cargo before it returns to its mission. And for the final aircraft of this update, this Lufthansa CRJ-900 is about to be catered and is currently awaiting its passengers who are being bussed over from the main terminal. Once they arrive and board, catering should be finished and this aircraft will be heading out to Frankfurt's main Flughafen. Anyways, that's going to conclude the 6th update of my 1/400 scale Zagreb Franjo Tuđman model airport series. Let me know what you guys think of the finalized layout and if you think anything should be added. Also, if you enjoy these kinds of videos, my channel is full of them, so feel free to check out my other model airports, which include Frankfurt, my home city of Chicago, and also Fort Myers in Southwest Florida. You'll be able to find all of these model airports and their dedicated playlists in the description below. Kao i uvijek, Hvala vam svima na gledanju i do sljedećeg videa. Sretan put!